They claimed to be a legitimate company, using this promotional video to persuade vulnerable victims to hand over their savings. Instead, they were selling commodities that were practically worthless, a scam that raised more than £800,000. One of the fraudsters was Darren Flood, the former husband of Victoria Beckham's sister Louise. There's no suggestion the Beckhams knew anything about the scam, but the court heard how the gang boasted about links to the famous couple to convince customers to part with their cash. The police identified 24 victims of the scam, but it's believed up to 30 more may have been too embarrassed to come forward.
The lady who we first identified as a victim was an elderly lady in her 80s. She'd lost over £180,000 to these fraudsters. They actually tried to groom her effectively. They phoned her, cold called her. They arranged for a taxi to come and pick her up. They took her out for lunch. They actually looked her in the eye and stole £180,000 of her money that she's worked her entire life for.
The victims were sold rare earth elements for much higher prices than they were actually worth. Police were contacted when large amounts were withdrawn from a customer's bank account.
After chatting to her, I found out that she had already transferred well over 100,000 beforehand. So I took it for myself to just state to her that, look, I wasn't comfortable making a payment for her.
The judge said the fraud was sophisticated and those behind it unscrupulous. And he said they preyed on people who wanted to make an investment for their future. He told the defendants, victims took you into their confidence, but you were stealing their money. The 7 members of the gang were sentenced to more than 20 years. Police say they betrayed the trust of their elderly victims, many of whom lost their life savings. Layla Hayes, 5 News.